Hey there and happy Wednesday. So I'm here with card number 4 for the month of September, and I'm pulling off an idea from one of my team members, Gretchen Geppert from St. Peter. Our team is just a fun bunch of a variety of different personalities, and we just love gathering together. And recently when we had our team meeting, swapping was part of the team meeting, and it's one of our favorite parts, to be honest, because we love seeing what everybody brings to the table for their swaps, and because we all have different tastes and everything, it's always fun to see what people have. And you know, just because one person brings a swap with something we don't have doesn't mean we're not going to like that card. It's just great actually to see supplies being used that we don't have and give us new ideas. And then the funny thing about swapping in groups like that too is that when we do our team swap, I now know what you guys kind of maybe go through when you guys see me make a card and go, now I want those things. That happens at our team meetings too, is that we see somebody else's card and then want products. So this is Gretchen's card that I'm copying. Her card's down on my desk. I'll show you that in a second, but this is the card that I'm making for you guys today. And so with that, like I said, Gretchen's on my team, so her card was my inspiration. Hi there, Rosina and Pam and Kay and Arlene, and that maybe is it. Hopefully I caught everybody, but anyway, with that, what it made me want to do is buy the decorative masks. And so I'll show you how to use those, and I'm going to see if my iPad's caught up, but I don't think. Oh, yep, now it is. So I can get my camera turned around for you guys and start my card. Here we go. I'm gonna do that and bring it down, and I'll show you here what we've got going on. All right, so this was Gretchen's team swap, and I loved that background. Absolutely loved it. Oh, wow, Jean, you're traveling on a bus to Texas? That sounds exciting. So, Jean, you're going to get a kick out of this because Jean, for all of you that are watching with us, Jean's also on my team. And so she'll go, yep, I recognize that card, because Jean was part of the swap and had a fantastic card too. So this is Gretchen's card, and this is my card. So I always joke that I have kind of a heavy hand when it comes to how I do things like writing or inking and different things. So you can see mine turned out a little darker. And I'm wondering too if maybe Gretchen, maybe she moved her mask, now that I see it, did like a double take on that too or something, because hers looks a little bit fancier that way. Gretchen really does fancy backgrounds, so maybe that's part of it. All right, and so I always like to show you where different products are coming from. So tomorrow, stamp sets are 15% off from the annual catalog. This is a nice big stamp set from the annual catalog. So when you go to your annual catalog with this cover on page 38, you'll see this huge stamp set, photopolymer. So they always tend to put a lot of stamps in those types. $23, so 15% off of that. I'm using the bundle part of it, and like I said, I like to talk about that because even though only the stamp set's 15% off tomorrow, like all of the stamp sets in the catalog minus the back hostess sets back here are 15% off, every single one. I will say if you have Rays of Light on your list, that won't be available because it's sold out right now, but I did check, it's the only one sold out. So that is good to know too. But what I've noticed in the past is after Stampin' Up! Has their stamp sale, maybe a month or two down the road, they'll have dies on sale. So I don't know like how much of you guys, how many of you are risk takers or how much of a risk you want to take. But if you think, oh, maybe I'll just get the stamp set for now, 15% off tomorrow, and take a risk and see if maybe the dies will come out later, that could be kind of fun. So that's what I'm going to show you there. And then the gnomes, I know you're like, oh, there she is with the gnomes again, but these are so cute. From the mini catalog on page 42 and 43, something that I'm doing different though, if I'm going to keep showing you, I want you to do something or show you something different with it every time. And so with that, I am using just the dies and not the stamps today. So sometimes I've used just the pretty paper with the dies that coordinate with the gnomes. Sometimes I've used the stamps with the blends. Today I'm just using the dies. So I'll show you that when I get to it. All right, so what I want to do first is show you these fun decorative masks. So like I said, when I saw Gretchen's team swap card, I'm like, oh wow, those masks are pretty cool. So in the annual catalog, there's a package called Artistic Mix Decorative Masks. So this is the one that I'm going to use today. And then this one's pretty fun. I think it'd look great for Christmas, but if you did it in pink and did it for like a backdrop for Valentine's, or purples or greens for spring, it would look great. So I think it's one of those multi-task things. And then this is kind of, oops, let me put my hand there, maybe, I don't know. This one, there's this design. Oh, that's maybe what Gretchen did. Is a mix of this and this. It kind of looks like she kind of did that on hers. When you see the difference between this and that, I'm wondering if she kind of like double layered it like so. I bet she did something like that. Well, I'm going to make it simple for you guys in case you've never used the mask. So I'm going to do, instead of just this one, I'm going to do this one too. And then the other mask that's in there, this is great if you want to just put like a subtle look like that, or if you want to like put this over top and then mask around it so that your sentiment is actually highlighted. So there's kind of a couple different ways to use that. So like I said, these are in the annual catalog. I hope that you will see today's demo and go, these are fantastic, because that's what I kind of thought. Hey there, Chris. Good to have you on here. Glad that you could watch. Hey, Brian. And let's see. Oh, yeah, Brian, I hope you're doing fantastic, too. He is such a cheerleader. His wife is a demo, and he cheers on so many other demos. He's a great encouragement. Okay, so this is kind of my color scheme. Orchid Oasis, which is one of those in colors, new in colors. And then I've got lots of white and just pulling in some pale papaya for the cute nose, and also pulling in some of the Orchid Oasis Designer Series paper. So I've got that. So I'm starting with this, which is 3.75 by 5, and this is just basic white. So what I do is just take like a piece of scratch paper here, and these grid lines are good for me, so I can just kind of line that up like so. And then I'm going to put this on top. Yeah, so Chris, I love that you say, who doesn't like gnomes? So when this is maybe my third card in short of a month using gnomes, but in a different way, then I'll go, see, Chris even says, you can't ever have too many gnomes, right? So now having this grid paper, I know that now the decorative mask is also lined up and matched up with that. So now I'm going to take out just some washi tape. I'm sure a lot of you guys have washi tape just laying around, and I kind of just attack it there so that it doesn't move. And so here we go. Get out some more. I'm going to try and maybe not lose the end of my washi tape like so. We'll see here, like so, and then pull out another piece like that. So I've got that all taped down. That way it doesn't move. Sometimes I have pretty good luck with holding on to things and moving it around, but I'm like, you know what? I want you guys to see like what is the best result. And I think this will give you good results. So now I'm going to take out my Orchid Oasis pad. This is such a pretty color, you guys. Love it, love it. So I'm just going to put that kind of here and then get out my blending brush. I'm a big fan of the Vikings, so every time I see this color, I'm like, oh, that looks like Minnesota Vikings, and they won this week. So I'm just going to give that like a counterclockwise swirl. And then as always, I start off my, project so that I can make sure that I've got good control of color. And then I can just kind of swoop in and go across here, and it just glides over that decorative mask. It's a great stencil, and the paper stays put because the only thing I have taped down is the stencil. And so I was really pleased with how the paper just kind of really stayed put and behaved itself. So I'm just going to go across there like so, and it just doesn't seem like it takes much ink to do this. So we've got that going, and less is more with this, you guys. I didn't feel like I put a heavy hand on my ink pad with my blending brush, and I didn't feel like I put a heavy hand when I was putting the ink onto my cardstock either. So, and I'll show you the difference again between Gretchen's Team Swap card and mine there. So how fun is that for a background? I love it, love it, love it. And like I said, it just turns out so fun. So I can put this aside, but I want to tell you that I just run this then underneath a faucet to let the ink run off. And I'm also glad to be showing you this card in a Facebook Live, because I always feel like if I'm doing this in a class setting, then people are going to be, the next person's going to touch this and do this and set it down. And the possibility of getting like the Orchid Oasis on fingers and then wrecking cards might be high. And so I don't want that to happen in team settings, or I mean in group settings. And so with that, then I can wash it in between and have a nice pretty card. So I want to let you guys know that too. So it's a good video. It's a good time to do a video like so. And then, like I said, so mine looks pretty nice and dark, but here Gretchen's is lighter, and I love hers too. But like I said, I think she double masks, which is great too. So you can see the difference in the light and the dark if you want more subtle or whatever. Hi there, Angie. How are you today? All right, so next I'm going to kind of just set that aside, and then I'm going to pull out my Orchid Oasis piece. Now this is cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, so just a hair larger than that basic white. So just kind of a narrow little matting on there. And now I'm going to pull out that stamp set Charming Sentiments, and this says Super Fantastic Mega News. And before I do that, you can already tell what I've got planned. So this is going to sit on top of this piece, but why not save cardstock and put our sentiment on there? So let me get my embossing buddy out. This is where I'm going to emboss. Then I'm going to ink up that sentiment on here like so, and then pull over my embossing tray. For those of you that got the embossing additions kit, all this stuff comes with that, which is great. And then we don't have any little extra white flecks when we use that embossing buddy beforehand. And then I'm just going to heat this up. And I love the look of white embossing powder on just about any color of cardstock. It's just a fun, nice, bright pop. So I'm just going to do this. And it says my video's been interrupted. Sometimes I've heard it's a broadband issue, but I think it's still going. And I think people have said that they have pretty decent luck watching the replays where everything just seems to flow. So there. And it looks like it's back. All right, so that you can tell just brightened up by heat embossing. And now I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. So let me get my heat tool out of the way, and that. Lots of different products today. So if you're going to be shopping the 15% off sale tomorrow, just want a few stamp sets and go, well, how do I make best use of paying for shipping and handling? Well, maybe today you might want that embossing kit or the decorative masks. If you're like me, kind of always have a running total, and then when it's time to put in a list, then you always put like that one extra thing. That's kind of like me at Sam's Club or the grocery store. Okay, so like I said, the Sentiment Silhouettes dies. That's where I'm going to pull the matching coordinating die to put over that sentiment there. Hi there, Rosina and Renee. All right, so look at all of these great dies to go with the sentiments from Charming Sentiments. Lots of dies, a couple sheets of them. Wondering if this one maybe actually goes on that one. And then fun stuff to make presents, bows, candles, all sorts of fun stuff like that too. So that's part of the Sentiment Silhouettes dies. And then, like I said, today I'm not using the Gnome stamps. I'm just using the Gnome dies. So from the Gnome's dies today, I am going to use this for the beard, and then the cute little legs, we're going to put that on there because we're going to do that now. And then this little oval piece for the nose. And actually the set comes with 2 of those, and then this for the hat. So if you want to crank out a bunch of noses at once, it's really great. So I might just kind of scoot that right on there like so, and see if I can get at least 3 dies in one pass, and then I'll just need to do the other things after that. Okay, so I'm kind of centering these because, like I said, I want to show the outline on my card with that design on top. So I'm going to pass all of these through like so. All right, and then how fun is this? I just love this bundle. Super fantastic Mega News, all cut out like so. And this is a great space saver, cardstock saver. So those 2 are done. And how cute are these little legs for the gnome? All right, and then we've got the nose. Okay, so I can put that aside. And now next I'm going to put the beard down on some basic white here and just run that through. I love this beard die. This whole gnome set just has little extras in it that I call like extra design. Like, love how the beard has the little lines in there, and like how these feet, the little shoes, have the X's on there too. And I'm going to kind of highlight that in a little bit. And then I'm just going to take this piece, so from the 2022-2024 in color 6x6 designer series paper pack with those in colors, that's where I'm getting this pattern here. So I'm just going to line that up close and run one of these through for the cute gnome hat. And then we're going to be ready to assemble. So you might go, yeah, Belle, that's a lot of stuff. But when you see how fast this comes together, you'll be like, oh, maybe that was kind of fun and kind of worth it. Just dropped my die. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take this fun little pattern paper. Hey there, Amy. Good to have you on here again. I'm just gonna layer this down with my adhesive. And so when I've done these 2 dies in the from the middle here, that's gonna get covered up. Nobody's gonna notice that that's been used out of that piece. So got that, and it just makes this pattern pop by having that on there. And now the back side, you can tell that I've used that, but we're going to tape that to the base of the card. So today I'm using the thick white for the base of the card. I always like using the thick white when it comes to card bases. It just is a lot thicker, more stable, like so. So that's really fun. And you can see by this that if you're thinking Orchid Oasis, cute in color, think of the other cute in colors. You could almost make this like a Christmas gnome and use the Sweet Sorbet. Or if you have a friend that's like, oh, like Tahitian Tide or Starry Sky is more their favorite color, you could make, you know, all of these a different in color if you wanted to too. So that's a great idea for that. Now for this, how I'm going to assemble it is just with some glue dots. So let me take the glue dots here. I'm just going to kind of put one where his beard comes down on the sides. And then I can put that right on top of the feet like so. And then next, I'm just going to put a glue dot on each tip of the hat that comes down. And Stampin' Up! Was great at putting these little grooves. So you go, okay, this is exactly where that's going to match up. Because if you're like me, it's like, now, should a gnome's hat go down really far or pop up a little bit more? So I like that. And then you could pop up the nose like with like a mini dimensional if you want that extra pop. Today I'm going to just put that on too with a mini glue dot like this. And then we have this. So that looks pretty cool. I kind of want to show you the difference. So I'm going to add just a little bit with markers. You can see like this one is just plain. And then I'm going to add a little bit to the nose, hat, and feet. And Gretchen here, she used some blends, and she, like, is so artistic. She did some of the Smoky Slate Stampin' Blends to add some color, I think she actually colored white, put some blends on white, and then did some markings that way. And so on mine, what I'm doing is I took out 2 sets of In Color Stampin' Write markers. So this is the one that has the Orchid Oasis 2022 to 2024. This one has the Pale Papaya 2021 through 2023. So with the Orchid Oasis, I'm going to take the writing tip and just kind of highlight those little X's in those cute little gnome shoes. And then I'm just going to kind of come down, trace a little bit like so with the hat, and then go up like that. So just add like a little bit of marking there. And then for the nose here, that's where I'm going to take the Pale Papaya, the writing tip again there, and just kind of go off a little bit, kind of like so, just to add a little bit of character to that. Now this gets tipped over, and I'm going to pull out some mini dimensionals for the feet here, like that, and then regular dimensionals for the rest of it. Let's see, I'll add one here too. And then just pull all of these off to make that pop up like so. And then we might as well take that sentiment and plop that over too, and add just a couple dimensionals to the back side of that, and that will pretty much be it for assembling the card front. So I'm just going to put this guy here, and then the Super Fantastic Mega News right there. Okay, and how fun is that, guys? Love it. And of course we need to add a little bit of an accessory, and for that today I have these fun 2022 to 2024 In Color Matte Decorative Dots. So you can see which colors I've liked, like the Sweet Sorbet the most, and I'm already out of the Starry Sky out of there, but I do have bits and pieces here of the Orchid Oasis, so I'm going to add from that. So let me grab like the large one. There's 2 different sizes and different like elements of dark and light. So I'm going to put the large one, and then the small one kind of like so, and then one of the lighter smaller ones kind of up here. I'm going to try and get it in a place where there's white so it kind of shows up. So we've got a little bit of embellishment that ties in with that same kind of monochromatic look there. Hi there, Leah. Thanks for joining in. Now, Super Fantastic Mega News, you could say like, hey, it's your birthday, or congratulations, or so glad you did that, or work hard, or something like that. So I think for these cards that I'm sending out, I'm going to leave the inside blank. I did think about putting congratulations, but yet I want always to make these cards super versatile. So by just leaving it blank like that, I think that fits the bill for most of you. And I know a lot of you have responded with, I love how versatile you make the cards, so when we receive them, we can use them. And I know some of you have even said that you enjoy saving the card to use as a sample too. So I'm glad that I'm helping out for however you need to use it. Thank you, Arlene. Like I said, the credit today goes to Gretchen Gephardt from our team swap, and we just glean a lot of information from each other for ideas. And if you ever are thinking of joining my team, just know we are a mix of people that work full-time and do this on the side. Some of us use this as a business, and don't ever feel like you have to go crazy with what I am doing by doing videos several times a week just because you sign up with Stampin' Up. Most people sign up for the discount, and honestly, I did that 26 some years ago. I just thought this would be like a one-year fad, and I wanted that discount for just a few months to a year until like it kind of wore off, but obviously it hasn't. It's like a rash that never goes away. But anyway, so what I'm offering this month with my card demos is if you order $75 using my host code, minimum 75. If you go over that, that's great too, but minimum 75 using my monthly host code, and that will be posted with the still shot of today's card. Then you will get an 8-pack of the cards that I'm making this month as a thank you. So the cards will be all made up for you guys. Like I said, they'll be ready to send out or keep and save for ideas. And don't forget tomorrow's stamp sale, 15% off of every single annual catalog stamp set, excluding the host sets in the back. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. My goal is to be around a lot tomorrow. So because of that, I'm not sure if I will be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow or Friday. I might want to get one more in this week, but if you guys keep me busy and hopping on my toes. And I also have to do a big prep in my stamp room because I have an upcoming in-person event coming up at Medelia, a community ed class. More on that information can be found on this Facebook page too. And so I need a good chunk of time to prep for that so that I can get an order in for people that are participating in that class too. So that might all be happening tomorrow. But please ask if you have questions or if you need help from me, let me know. Have a great rest of your night and see you soon. Bye-bye.